Brody here for another episode of Y100 Texas Made. We just caught up with the guys from Kin Faux out of Floore's Country Store. They have a great story about how they all met and how they started playing music. But first, let's do a little game of get to know the band.
Hey y'all, my name is Rico Gonzalez, man, and I play in Kin Faux. I play fiddle, guitar, keyboard, and I try to do a little singing as well.
Hi there, my name is Jakey Black. I play guitar and sing in Kin Faux.
My name's Dan Courier, and I'm the drummer in Kin Faux.
Hi there, my name is Ross Barkey, and I'm the bass player for Kin Faux.
I started playing music at the young age of about 3.5, 4 years old on piano.
I guess I started playing professionally when I was 28.
I got my first drum set actually when I was 7, and then I probably started playing professionally, i.e. for money, when I was about 14 or 15.
I started playing bass when I was about 16 because I couldn't find a bass player for the band I was trying to put together.
I got to throw it out to Lukenbach, Texas, man.
Probably Lukenbach. Hopefully someday Red Rocks. That'd be fantastic.
Lukenbach.
I know it's been said already, but Lukenbach was fantastic.
Of course, got to give a shout out to Texas Ranger whiskey, the peach flavor, I would say.
Favorite beverage, probably right now, is iced tea.
Texas Ranger and Diet Coke. It's good for me.
Texas Ranger whiskey with ice, and I'm a fan of 5-hour energy drinks and Mountain Dew.
Rick Trevino. Rick Trevino is one of my favorite country singers, and I don't know, there's just something about hanging out at his shows that really connects to me, and I end up screaming like a fangirl most of the time and have people looking at me like I'm crazy.
Probably Cody Jenks.
It's a tie. Turnpike Troubadours, I saw them just before they took their hiatus, which was incredible. And then recently, right here at John T. Floore's, I saw Styx, and they haven't lost a thing. They're amazing. So
I'm with Dan on the Styx thing and the Turnpike thing. Turnpike and American Aquarium was that was a fantastic show.
I'm kind of what they call a unicorn when it comes to hat sizes. They don't have them at any stores on stock, or and I got to get them kind of custom made, honestly, to fit my big head. So I'm a size 8 to 8.5 hat size, as you can tell. It's pretty big. So yeah, a little fun fact for y'all.
I have a degree in philosophy, and music was my backup plan. So
fun fact is I have a little hobby ranch and bunch of donkeys, goats, horses, and the whole 9 yards. So, and the wife takes care of that while I'm out playing music on the road. So,
I speak 4 languages. I speak English, Spanish, ASL, and Serbian. So there you go.
This is exciting because tonight y'all are playing inside at Floore's.
Yes.
Have y'all headlined inside Floore's before?
We've done one headline show, right? And we're super happy to be inside tonight because it's nice and warm.
Yes, yes. We've been dealing with some stuff this week for sure. I went in there a minute ago, and it looked really nice, too, the stage and everything. Y'all got, like, the banners all set up and, like tons of merch and everything, too. Like,
Come
so
on out.
y'all are like a professional outfit at this point, man. So something we were just talking about briefly was y'all were in studio.
Yes.
And it's been a while, but we did this open mic thing in the mornings, and y'all were in there and y'all played. Do you remember what you played?
Man, yeah, it was a couple years ago, and I think we played one song of our own. It was our own Teardrops on our first single.
Yeah.
And then they asked us to play like a cover or something, and we threw down "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
There you go. I think that's probably the one that I remember seeing on our Facebook. I would have had to. Oh my gosh, I would have had to scroll back like so far.
It's a long time, man.
Facebook is kind of trash though too, like nowadays. So I mean, not to bash our Facebook or anybody's Facebook, but in general,
it's all about farmers only. You don't have to be lonely, Brody.
Y'all have an account? I'll tag y'all when I post this on Farmers Only or whatever. I didn't know you could get on there and watch content about Texas country.
Yes.
So let's talk about this a little bit because Rico, you went to Taft.
Taft High School, Northside, yes.
Born and raised here in San Antonio.
Yes, born and raised, man. I all the way through Conley Middle School, you know.
Okay.
And yeah, all the way through. Lived in San Antonio my whole life. Did the whole mariachi thing. Played all over downtown and Mi Tierra and all that stuff.
I need a mariachi picture of you. Ooh. Like I need you to send me that so I can put this in the podcast, like right here, and then everybody can see it. I'm gonna just put it over the screen, or I'm gonna do like a side by side.
Stop breathing for a second. I could do that, but
if you wanna send one to me, if not, It's okay too.
We can't get pics from these boys here, but I got you. But yeah,
Okay.
born and raised San Antonio, man, and just happy to be from here. I'm really proud of being from San Antonio. So
Yeah.
and to be able to share our music and honestly, when we moved here, when the boys, we live here now in Helotes area and San Antonio. I mean, the San Antonio welcomed us. And
Yeah.
Texas welcomed us and gave us a big hug, it felt like, man, and since the beginning, and have really helped us push to get our music out. So.
Yeah. There was that show, we were talking about this a little bit too. There was that show last year, and we were over there at Smoke downtown, and
yeah.
Fowler was like headlining, and Gabe Garcia was there. Y'all were all there. Like, I walked in, I was like, oh man, this is quite an event now. And I don't know that they had like a big country night before, not with like a Fowler-sized guy, right?
Yeah.
And
Uncle
then
Fowler.
you went out there, and they're like the crowd is chanting Rico, and I was like, oh my goodness, because I was like, I've been hearing some stuff about Kin Faux, and y'all been by the station and stuff. We didn't cross paths that day, but I think seeing that kind of opened my eyes to just what y'all were doing in general.
Super thankful for that, man. That's all we can say, right? It's just we always say we don't deserve the support, but we're humbled by it, man. And it's like that night was hilarious because I think Fowler always likes to bring his people on stage, you know, and we sing. And you never know what song it's gonna be.
I remember y'all doing Family Tradition, I think.
Attempting it.
Well, I mean, whatever, your own rendition, just make it work.
Well, because I think the first time was Lukenbach. We did a show with Fowler, and he brought me up, and I was just learning his stuff, man, and it was really like, all right, Fowler, everybody coming for It was so
Just
sad.
wing it. I think the main thing is just be entertaining,
Right.
and then the participation too with the audience, like the crowd and everything like that. That's what really just being able to get people involved, like that really goes a long way. Like some people just go up there and play, and you're like, okay, but that's the difference between a cover band and an artist.
Yeah.
And y'all are making music. Y'all aren't just
trying.
playing covers.
We're trying, man. Trying to connect. I would say the whole thing about Kin Faux, if you don't know, it's family, and it's. I mean, we're not really family, right? We're not. That's why the faux part is, But
That's kind of funny.
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
We couldn't say like fake family,
Yeah.
faux kin, but you say it too fast. You can't go on radio and say faux kin because
Yeah.
Easily, yes.
So Kin Faux, man, and we try to make every show like a giant dysfunctional family reunion because nobody's perfect.
That's
We
okay.
just have fun, man.
You always got the one uncle that gets like a little too drunk.
what do you say,
and then,
Jakey?
Dude, well, I see a lot of things. But, yeah, I'm white trash with new shoes, man. That's my family reunions, my family Christmas parties, man. There's fist fights.
So welcome.
I could see that happening all over San Antonio, though. I mean, that's right in line. I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna hash it out however you need to. Sometimes the thing about San Antonio, though, too, and the thing about Y100 is like we always talk about the Y100 family, and we talk about our San Antonio family. And we say San Antonio is like the biggest small town.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's grown. Growing up here, seeing the growth of this place, it's pretty insane, man.
Yeah.
But it still has that, I don't know, that warm feeling.
It does.
We travel. I mean, this is not knocking any city because I love Texas. I love every city. But you travel to some cities and it feels like big and like cold and like too big sometimes. I won't name any, but it's when you come back home though, San Antonio just seems spread out and it's something like that. Yeah, big little city is how you say it, right?
It's not overwhelming at this point. You go to other places though, and I know exactly what you mean. And it's like, oh man, this is very congested, And we're like, we have our moments, I think,
35.
But well, oh my gosh, well if you're going 35 north toward Austin, like it's horrible, and everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And 1604, they're ripping all that up right now too. Like that's pretty bad, but like it is what it is. 281's a little better. Until you get to like Marshall right there, and then I-10's decent.
It
so,
grew too fast.
Yeah, it just couldn't handle it. Everybody was like coming to see like what we were all about, I guess.
Hey,
And
you got good country music like
Hey.
Y100. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
I appreciate. I didn't pay him to say that.
I'm just saying, you got a good. You waiting in traffic, you might as well tune in. To Y100. So.
Let me ask you about this. a little bit. DJ Quake from the Spurs. He works at the radio station.
Quake.
He's been there since like the Power 106.7 days. So I've known him a long time. His birthday is like right before mine. Like that's like my brother.
You like, yeah, I know.
And he was there at Smoke that night. Y'all were playing, and he was like, Brody, Rico used to play at 151 Saloon, and so you were in another band, and then I guess something happened with that, and then you boys from Michigan all showed up or something. So tell me about all this and how all this happened, though, the origin of Kin Faux.
Well, we mentioned Farmers Only already.
Okay, yeah.
No, but yeah, no, big shout out to DJ Quake, man. I've known him since when I first started playing in San Antonio. I played with a guy named Scott Clinton, and
that's right. Yeah.
It was we played the whole San Antonio circuit, and DJ Quake was usually at every place we played, and it was fun. But then I ended up moving to Michigan because that's where my wife's from. So I got I was married, and we moved there to just to kind of change over and do some. I went back to school to finish, honestly. And when I got to Michigan, I put an ad out on Craigslist, so not quite Farmers Only, but Craigslist, and Dan found me. Dan, and what'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said where I'm from, there's no fiddle players. I mean, there's quite a few in Texas, right? But not many in Michigan. And the band I was in at the time was looking for like a multi-talented kind of guy, multi-instrument dude. And I saw the ad, and I'm like, a fiddle player. So I responded to him, and I said, you're either new to the area or you suck. I mean, I don't know if you can say that on the radio. But
that's fine, yeah. It's in now. We got it.
Luckily,
we'll rewind it.
And luckily, he was new to the area, so it worked out great. Yeah.
Showed him around, showed him the ropes and everything like that.
Yeah, and then so he ended up joining the band I was in. It was kind of like a top 40 cover country band. And
were y'all all together yet at this point? No.
No.
So
these two,
and then there was two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So Jakey and Ross played in an outlaw band, and Rico and I were playing in this band, and we decided we wanted to do Texas country. We love Texas country, but doing it in Michigan, right? So we had no idea, so we thought we'll do it on off nights and then do our normal band on the weekends. And lo and behold, it took off. We were doing like Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and people were digging it.
Nice.
Yeah, so, and it was really cool because, like, we would play, we could have been a Kevin Fowler tribute band at one time, and we'd play it, and it's like, if you don't like that song, it's Kevin Fowler. If you like it, it could be one of ours.
You're like, they don't know better in Michigan.
Yeah. So it took off, and we ended up doing like 4 tours down to Texas from Michigan, and finally we went back to Michigan, and I said, boys, if we were kind of in a glass ceiling up there, and we said, man, the opportunities in Texas are immense, and we all fell in love with it down here, so we just picked up and moved down.
Wow.
Yeah, about almost 3 years.
Wow.
Almost 3 years ago now.
That is, see, I'm learning about all this too, because I'm like, I don't know how this came together, but and I don't know that a lot of folks here in San Antonio know how everything came together either.
Yeah. So there it is, man. You heard it here first. I mean, it was music to my ears when Dan said, let's do it, because I was like, hey, I'm going back home, man. This is cool, and
our first tour to Texas, man, when we got here, I was like, what is this place, and why haven't I been here my entire life?
Yeah.
I love Texas.
Well, something we talked about when we made the announcement that we were going to start doing Texas Made, I said, if you're born here, if you're raised here, if you got here as soon as you could, and y'all are here now, and that's the important thing. Y'all are making waves here now. So y'all heard yourselves on the radio on Y100 for the first time in San Antonio.
Thank you.
A week ago.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for doing this. I mean, I don't want to interrupt you, but like this whole Texas thing is huge, in a sense. Yeah, I mean.
This is probably the coolest thing about Texas. Yeah. The really unique thing about Texas is the support that y'all give the music scene, like local music scene and stuff. Because anywhere else that I've ever lived, we don't get like radio support and stuff like that. You have to already be a star in order to get played on like a Y100 somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's really fantastic. Yeah.
Well, and it's been, I think, a long time coming though too, and it was something that was brought to me, and because I would go out to a lot of stuff, and I would talk to folks at the radio station. I'd be like, hey, like this is going on, and it's like, well, we don't really play them, but then like we'd be out here at Floore's for like different folks though too, and maybe we don't even play them that much, but we'd still support the shows in different ways. Like Parker is a great example. Before Parker had Pretty Heart out.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to Parker shows.
Yeah.
And like I'm telling people, I'm like, hey, like you got to get behind this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Talented.
And then and he already had a deal too. He was just kind of waiting on like his shot, like, you know, he was like next man up, so to speak. And then, you know, Pretty Hard, like we started playing that. Boom, Parker now like just sold out AT&T Center. Crazy. But like I said, like long time coming, you know, to be able to have a program that's just dedicated to our talent statewide, but also locally though too. And I mean, I don't even consider y'all, I mean, like, yeah, y'all are here in San Antonio, but like I don't look at y'all like, oh, this is a San Antonio band. That's the only reason we're playing them. But that's just one more reason to play you guys though too. But you know, like Wild Horses. I told y'all I've been spinning that like when I go DJ, like in the honky tonk. And I'm like, man, like that stands on its own. And if folks don't know it, it's time to get on board. Like that's where I'm at with all that,
there too,
all this stuff. So let's talk about that song specifically because that was the one that we played. We're playing it again this week. Y'all will be on podcast, you know, for next weekend. We're gonna play it again next weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, Wild Horses, man. That came from our producer Jim Beavers, man. And if Jim Beavers, you've heard it, you've heard some of his music. I mean,
Jim's written like everything for everybody.
Yes,
almost.
Yes.
He's one of those guys. Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Solo Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one he doesn't claim.
I think Easton, Josh Turner, Randy.
Luke Bryan.
Okay. Yeah. All over the place. Yeah. Dirks.
So he actually is our producer, and he works with us. We go record. We did Sony, and now we're doing a place called Sound Emporium. But he pitched us this song, and we heard it, and we're like, man, we love it. You know, it's really kind of cool. It could be a honky tonk song, and then we like, who did you write it with? And he's like, well, I wrote it with Terry McBride.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's cut this. Let's get this going, you know. And so we decided to cut it, and we got to the studio, and lo and behold, we're like, hey, Terry's gonna come by, check it out. You know, we're recording in Nashville. He's gonna come by, and then before we knew it, he was in a vocal booth singing the second verse, doing a duet, and we're like, oh my gosh.
By the way, I'm hopping on this because I wrote it. Yeah.
But talk about meeting your legends. I mean, some of y'all probably always wonder out what it's like to meet the people that you hear on the radio or see on TV, and it's like this guy was one of our influences, man, and him and like Neil McCoy, some of these guys that have done it but are still doing it. There's some of the biggest sweethearts and most nicest guys you can meet, man.
Yeah.
Rick Trevino, right? I mean, Shannon Doe. I mean, all these guys. And but yeah, so that's where Wild Horses came from, man. And I was in the show when we played. It's like we throw it out like, hey, if this is for all you people that just like to have fun and just like to let loose, and we call y'all our Wild Horses, man.
There you go.
So.
And it's just fun too, and it gets right to the hook and everything though too. It's just it's fast, it's fun, it's not sad, you know. like
we got
like,
those too though.
Nothing against sad songs, but like you know, it's just it's just got that feel though. Like you want to go out and you want to drink a beer and you want to dance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
You wanna
feels like us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh man,
Yeah.
really?
I fell in love
Thanks,
with
man.
that song like
Thank you,
immediately.
brother. Thank
and
you.
it just sounds good. I was putting in all the music for Texas Made and everything, and that one was in there, and I'm like, let me just listen to it here in the studio, and I was just like,
No.
Yes.
Dang. You hear that? I
it's
appreciate
different
that.
when you hear it in the studio for the first time. Yeah.
It was crazy for me to hear it on Y100, man. I mean, like, we get played in the radio through Texas, right? Thankfully, we're humbled by that, being able to go do radio tours and stuff. But there's just something about hearing the music in the town you live in the city you live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I put the station I grew up listening to. Like, I don't know. I put this little fanboy thing on our Instagram story, like, because I knew, like, I listened to the whole show, by the way.
Nice.
I was excited.
Was it good?
Yes.
Was it okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had
We
it
did all
started.
right?
I was waiting for it.
All right.
Carrie Underwood was the last one right before they started. 8 o'clock, and we went on. And anyways, when Wild Horses came, doom, 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 the drum started. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, Heather, we're on the radio.
Yeah.
And she came in, and my dog's looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I told my son, I was like, Dad's on the radio. And he's like, cool, like, whatever, Dad.
Trying to play
for me,
Fortnite.
but for me, it was like, oh my gosh, like I got a little teary, man, because I was like, it's huge, man, and I appreciate the support from you guys and what you guys and what we were saying for Texas music. I think Aaron Watson put it right. Like there's something to be said. We have something to say here in Texas, and we have through music, through the culture, and through everything that we got here. And I'm glad that you guys are giving us a platform to do that. So.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm happy to be a part of it. Like, and I've kind of felt the same way though too. Like putting in some of this stuff, and then like even with what I say on the radio, doing the show, it's a little different than just what we normally do, and giving away tickets and talking about stuff that we talk about. I mean, and we're actually here in San Antonio too. What a concept! Some other folks are not like that, but that's the way that we run our radio station. Yeah. We're all here, and it's empowering, and it makes you feel good, like something to be proud of though too. So it does get you like a little like right here sometimes. Yeah, it really does. It really does. So what are like the big things that y'all are looking forward to like this year? What's coming up for Kin Faux? Where are y'all going? What's happening?
We are just about to release a video for Wild Horses.
Nice.
Within the next week or two. Next 4 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
So featuring Terry McBride, he's in the video. Yep. We shot it at Fry Height. In New
Braunfels. Yeah. They got good burgers. I've been there. They got cold beer and good burgers.
Yeah. So we got the video coming out, man, and then we got a lot. If you look at our calendar, man, we booked a lot coming up in the spring because we wanted to get after it. The winter kind of took us back a little bit, like a little thin, but we're coming out, swinging. So, new single hopefully by spring break, but
Midwest tour. Yeah, we have a Midwest tour coming up.
Yeah, we have a Midwest tour coming up. We always look forward to that. We'd head up through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska generally, and then head over to Michigan. Yeah. Do some shows there, and that is in the planning. There's actually some stuff booked. I don't know if we're quite letting the dates out yet, but coming soon.
Nice.
Looking forward to seeing y'all up there.
Very good. Very good.
And we're still working on new music. We're just a little bit. Just a bit halfway over on a new EP.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, just forging ahead, man. Trying to stay busy.
Just blow this stuff up.
Yeah.
Get another song on them Texas nights on Y100.
Well, Wild Horses is like number 10. Like I looked today, like on the Texas charts, like number 10. So I don't know, like if us playing it helps that like a lot or something. I feel like we would be worth this much, maybe like a little more. Like it's like I'm under the impression that's kind of how
Anything
that goes.
helps.
I don't know exactly. I don't compile all that stuff.
Yeah, well,
I just play it and talk about it.
Putting us in a lot of years.
That's it.
Hey.
I mean, it's about just getting our music to the people. Using every platform that we have.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, and I think y'all being on the radio though too, and not just focusing on stuff here, but like y'all taking it across the country and everything like that. What a great problem to have if every country radio station in the country is playing y'all stuff. What a great problem to have, and y'all are from Texas. Well, by way of Michigan, but still. And to think it all started on Craigslist.
Yes, it actually did, y'all. We joke like farmers only Craigslist, but hey. You can find love on Craigslist.
That's good. That's good.
We found a family. So
that's it. Well, I'm excited to see the show tonight, guys.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all having me out for sure. Wild Horses going to be on Y100 Texas Made some more, and we'll be sharing some of this on social and everything like that. And
the one and only Brody, man.
We'll have to get together again here soon.
Let's do it.
I'm looking forward to just watching y'all's journey. Seriously.
Thanks, Brody.
Yeah.